afternoon and good morning to all of you in North America and South America, and welcome to this second day of the Sandvik Innovation in Mining virtual event. We are here in Tampere, Finland, in Sandvik underground test mine, a really cool place, by the way, but I'll have more to say about that later. You know, we are here live on this main stage for our event to provide you with a very special broadcast on the latest innovations Sandvik is introducing to the market to make your mining operations more efficient, more sustainable, more profitable than ever. My name is André Noël Chaker, and I have the pleasure of being your host for this event, and I hope you have already acquainted yourself with our hop-in platform. As you can see, there's a lot on offer. If you haven't already joined us yesterday or earlier today, I will take you through a few things. So just to help you orient yourselves, note that on the general navigation is on your left, and choose whether you want to be here with us on the main stage, and you probably have done that because you're looking at us now, or the meeting sessions where you can meet colleagues, or the expo area and its very exciting and interesting virtual booths. On the right, you can interact with us and others through the chat, the polls, the people tabs. If you need assistance, go to the help desk under the sessions tabs, and we'll be very happy to help you with your questions. Over the next few hours, still today, we will, as we did yesterday, take a deep dive into the possibilities digitalization, automation, and electrification present for your mining operations in the coming years. New core technologies can and will transform the way mining is done in the future. As the largest underground hard rock mining OEM in the world, Sandvik is giving you an exciting sneak preview today of what that can mean for you and your mining business. We are presenting exclusive content for you to watch with us today, live or on demand, at a time that suits you best. So we are recording each one of the sessions, and we will make them available to you afterwards. This is an interactive event, so please send us your thoughts, your questions, your comments via the chat function, and we will react to them and also use them when we interact with our speakers. Our sessions from the main stage here will be followed by interactive virtual booths in the expo area featuring some in-depth coverage and discussions of the newest technologies from each Sandvik division. And you really don't want to miss those. That's where the magic happens at this event. So you are even able to have one-on-one meetings with your colleagues around the world from the comfort of your own home or office, so do take advantage of that. We have over 26 virtual booths in the expo area, and over 7,000 professionals have registered for this event from 39 countries. So we're very, very happy about the turnout, and it's going to be, for the next few hours, probably one of the most attended full sessions of this event. This is a great recipe for innovative discussions, so we also encourage you to be active on social media. The hashtag for the event is #InnovationInMining, #InnovationInMining. So, without further ado, I would like to begin our session by asking the president at Sandvik Mining and Rock Technology, Mr. Henrik Eger, to say a few words. The floor is yours.
Welcome to the Innovation in Mining, our virtual event, day 2. We're very proud to bring this to you from our test mine operations center here in Tampere, Finland. And you'll be going around the world a little bit today from different places of Sandvik, but the main event is being broadcasted to you from Tampere. Now, our original plan was that most of us would meet in person at the Mine Expo, but that unfortunately didn't happen this year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But we still want to show you what we feel is an exceptional lineup of our new solutions, technologies, and equipment. So over the next couple of hours, we'll bring you our latest when it comes to digitalization, automation, and electrification, but also new stuff when it comes to our other core technologies. At Sandvik, we focus on safety, productivity, and sustainability in mining operations. And we are firm believers that these three go hand in hand. And more productive operations tend to be a safer operation. We have processes that are standardized, they're stable, and operators that are well educated, and they are both productive and safe. Productive operations also tend to be more sustainable. First of all, they are more cost efficient. That brings down the cutoff grade for that mine and allows the mine to be there longer, have a longer life, and therefore we get more leverage from all the infrastructure investments made to build a mine in the first place. Second, a more productive mine uses less energy to produce the same amount of output. That also means lower CO2 emissions per ton of finished product. Now, new technology can and will drive productivity and improve productivity, but it has to be relevance first and technology second. We can't have technology development for the sake of technology. And we believe and act in a way that only through close cooperation with you, our customers, and your operations, can we develop the right technologies that can really have an impact on your operation and have an impact quickly on your operation and improve it. Innovation and new technology is equally important across services, equipment, and consumables. In addition to that, we also need to invest in the system infrastructure that you use to optimize the overall mining process in your operation. Over the last 25 years, we've been busy developing automation solutions for underground hard rock mining. We've done that in close cooperation with several of you, our customers, with joint R&D programs, and this we will continue to do. But today we're pushing the boundaries on automation. We will share with you today our concept and vision for the next generation of automation in underground mining. We're really excited about this. We've developed and built a machine with the latest artificial intelligence technology, a machine that instead of having a predefined route, will find its own route. So, and it will load by itself, it will unload by itself, and it'll drive by itself. And if it runs into an obstacle or comes close to a person, it will slow down or stop. You will see that shortly. Now, in addition to our future concept for autonomous mining, there's a lot of other things on display for you in the next couple of hours. A few things are the same as we showed yesterday, but a lot of it is new for today. So we'll show you our automation solution for surface mining. So that applies to top hammer, DTH, and rotary. We'll also show you our automation solutions for underground drilling. For parts and services, we will show you our latest developments when it comes to connected equipment and leveraging the data that we collect from that equipment to drive new insight into our maintenance operations. For rock tools, you'll see how we collect data through our latest tool called Track, and how we leverage that performance information to drive productivity through our rock tools offering. For crushing and screening, you'll see the importance of developing easy to use, engaging digital solutions also for business. It's not just in our private life that we like fun apps. We like it at work as well. You'll show our view on digitalization in mechanical cutting equipment. And we will today launch our latest battery electric vehicle, an 18-ton loader. Now, this machine is awesome. It's the first Sandvik branded battery electric vehicle that we launch. It is a big machine for a 4.5 by 4.5 meter heading. It's got an 18-ton capacity, and it's got a battery pack that it can swap by itself that weighs about 8.5 tons. This is a cool machine. You're going to want to see this, so stay tuned for this one. You'll see the latest equipment and technology we use for testing of our rock drills. You'll see our IoT hub, so Internet of Things hub. So how do we work with collecting, storing, analyzing, and leveraging large amounts of data? You'll see a launch of our latest rotary blast hole drill rig, our DR410i. It's a rig that we've been testing, and it's performed very, very well in the tests, and we think this is the best performing rotary drill in its size class. Then you'll also hear from our customers. You'll hear from Shane van der Velde at SRG Global why they selected to go with our DTH rig, the DI650i, or the Leopard. You'll also see what's next in surface mining, drilling 165 millimeter holes faster, much more energy efficient, using top hammer technology that before we haven't been able to drill holes this size with top hammer. Very soon we will. You get a sneak peek of that. And then last but not least, our legal counsel, Manny Maloney, will share with you how we work with data and how we work with you to ensure that we leverage the opportunities of collecting a lot of information, but also how we protect that information and use it correctly and follow all the GDPR legislation that's out there. We've never done this before, a session like this, a virtual event, but we think this is really good. It's going to be exciting, so please stay with us, stay tuned, and I think you'll get a lot of new insights and have some fun over the next few hours. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Ager, for that brilliant opening. So we start our program at the surface today. Sandvik has now brought its extensive underground expertise to the surface to help you improve safety, reduce costs, and increase productivity. The AutoMine surface drilling system enables an operator to control a fleet of automated Sandvik I-Series surface drill rigs, even at a great distance. Let's welcome the area manager for surface drilling at Sandvik to tell us more about this. Mervi Helminen, take us to the surface.
Hi everyone, my name is Mervi Helminen and I work as area manager for surface boom drills. With me I have our operator Sami Jartti. Right now we are in our AutoMine showroom, which is located in our test mine in Tampere, Finland. We usually have hundreds of customers visit this room on a yearly basis. This room is dedicated for demonstrating the capabilities of our AutoMine product family. The AutoMine product family covers all aspects of automation, from remote and autonomous operation of a single piece of equipment to multi-machine control and full fleet automation. The product family consists of two product subgroups, AutoMine Underground and AutoMine Surface Drilling. They both allow customers to scale up automation at their own pace. Today we will be focusing on our AutoMine Surface Drilling offering. It is an automation system for autonomous and remote operation for Sandvik I-Series surface drill rigs. It aims at improving safety, reducing cost and increasing production. With the help of the autonomous drilling cycle, one operator can control a fleet of drill rigs. Autonomous drilling can be performed at a remote operator station that can be located anywhere. Now we will show you how we control two Leopard DI650i drill rigs located 2 kilometers away from the comfort of this showroom. Leopard DI650i is an intelligent high-pressure down-the-hole drill rig for demanding high-capacity production drilling applications in surface mining and large-scale quarry applications. The hole size range is from 115 mm to 229 mm. Leopard DI650i with intelligent platform enables scalable automation and can be adjusted according to customer needs, always up to the highest level automation systems. AutoCycle is most advanced and highly sophisticated rig feature which merges automated functionalities such as feed auto-aligning and positioning, coloring, coupling and uncoupling into a single efficient sequence. AutoCycle is carefully designed to be used together with AutoMine surface drilling, which will expand the Leopard DI650i drill rig fleet up to fully autonomous remotely executed drilling operation. Operator select the sequence of the holes to be drilled from the assigned drill plan. Rig autonomously trams to next hole using the Team 3D drill navigation and autonomous tramming system to reach correct drilling spot. Once the drill rig is on the correct drilling spot, first the carrier is stabilized. The large coverage area and boom reach of the Leopard DI650i support the automatic feed beam alignment and positioning, which in turn ensures accurate hole positioning according to the drill plan. The intelligent coloring sequence takes care of perfect hole start. Guide jaws are automatically adjusted to hammer size. Automatic adjustment of low pressure and feed levels optimizes the performance when coloring makes sure that drill hole quality stays at the perfect level. With full power drilling, iTorque drilling control system takes care of rotation torque and drilling parameters. The compressor flow control system maintains optimal airflow for the down-the-hole hammer in varying drilling conditions. Pipes will be automatically added until the set drilling depth is reached. After reaching the desired hole depth, the intelligent hole finishing sequence takes care of all steps of finishing the hole in the correct way. It ensures faster and more accurate hole finishing and pipe handling. When the drilling is finished, pipes will be automatically removed. And the rig will prepare to move to the next hole as per the planned drilling sequence. The cycle is now completed and next one can begin. What do you think? Pretty impressive, right? This game-changing technology is also available for rotary drills. We will now show you some pre-recorded footage from Alachua of how the AutoMine surface drilling system works with rotary drills. With automine surface drilling, you can maximize productivity and safety while increasing drilling efficiency. If you want to learn more about automine surface drilling, you can talk to our product experts at our virtual booth. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you, Mervi. The Productivity and Reliability Center in Tampere is truly a remarkable place. We met with the Sandvik Director of Engineering and Parts and Services, William Howard, and discovered how their team of highly skilled engineers deliver 24/7 support to customers all over the world. They provide recommendations and preventive measures to avoid unplanned maintenance. We also talked about how digitalization is supporting sustainability for many mining and construction companies. William, take it away.
At least during the last decade or so, digital services based on telemetry and reports have proven themselves to be indispensable to improve performance in the mining and construction industries. Sandvik digital services such as My Sandvik Productivity and My Sandvik Insight have already gained recognition for their features. But what is it that really makes Sandvik an exceptional digital services expert? To answer this question, we are here at the Sandvik Productivity and Reliability Center here in Tampere with the Director of Engineering, William Howard. Good to see you, William.
Good to be here.
William, my first question to you would be, what are the main things that differentiate Sandvik from other companies, that offer similar connectivity and telemetry solutions?
Well, of course, there are a lot of different factors that constitute our overall expertise. But out of them, there are two main things that form the backbone for digital services. First, we have big data available, and second, we have exclusive product knowledge. Let me break it down for you with this schematic. Thousands of connected machines at hundreds of customer sites worldwide are sending data about their operations. We also get data from our global systems, where we capture our global maintenance data from our R&D and product support systems, which are providing lifecycle and design information. By utilizing all this data, we can really know what is happening instead of guessing what might be happening. On the other hand, we have exclusive expertise. Because we are the OEM, years of experience and knowledge about mining machines and equipment. As an in-house digital services developer, we know the machines and their features thoroughly. This means we can tailor our services to offer exactly the information and features the machines, their owners and their operators need.
Hey, very impressive. Thank you for that. But hey, at the moment, we are in the Productivity and Reliability Center of Sandvik. And this is a very exciting place. Could you give us a sneak peek onto what goes on here? Especially how does your team get connected to your local monitoring specialists around the world?
Sure. You can get the main idea by just looking around here. This is a team of highly skilled data scientists specializing in work related to reliability issues of our machines. They're experienced in monitoring, interpreting, and modeling the big pool of data that we are receiving. The work in hand with the local monitoring specialists in the respective sales areas provide 24-hour support and recommendations and preventative actions to avoid unplanned maintenance. The simplified schematic here with the middle part in orange is illustrating close interaction between the global center and the local reliability centers and our customers' mine sites.
This looks really impressive, but I'd like to know, could you elaborate on the connection between the global and the local levels, and especially, could you tell us how you can deliver improvements based on data?
Our global reliability center is strategically located here in Tampere, close to our equipment factories. But we also have local monitoring centers in the front line and sales areas, for example, Australia, Canada, Mexico. And it's this combination is again unique. It allows us to really tie together global and regional aspects, for example, to understand the machine alerts in the proper context, what's happening at a certain mine site, and quickly resolve the issues at hand. The local monitoring centres are just an arm's length away from our customers, and they really have local insight and site-specific understanding. They work hand in hand with our service technicians, and this means constant exchange of data, continuous analysis, and receiving expert recommendation to avoid component failures before they even occur.
You know, digitalization has also proven to be vital for mining and construction companies striving to find more sustainable ways of operating. Could you tell us a bit more about how Sandvik Digital Services can help customers reach their sustainability goals?
From a sustainability point of view, digital services provide clear insights in certain aspects like fuel consumption, excessive idle time, and these can really reduce emissions underground. It also provides equipment alerts on speeding, brake violations, freewheeling and neutral, for example. And these can improve safety for operators and other staff in the mine. We're currently testing a new service we call a remote monitoring service with 5 customers globally. And we're seeing significant improvement, especially in asset utilization, reduction in major service interventions. This is not widely available yet, but we aim in 2021 to be able to deploy this to all customers looking to improve performance and sustainability.
Well, thank you very much, William. And there are also more sessions available around the topic of digitalization at the Parts and Services virtual booth. You're showcasing remote monitoring service and its benefits for improving operational effectiveness and reducing the total cost of ownership. And there's a presentation on connectivity and how to leverage My Sandvik telemetry reporting across an entire fleet, regardless of brand. And don't miss out on those.
I just heard that there are several hundred of people online right now watching this session. It makes us extremely happy. Listen, we'd like to hear from you. So I'd like you to go to the chat tab. So under the chat tab, I want you to tell us, what is it that you are interested in? What is your motivation for attending today? We would really like to know. Please engage with us. And to the next topic, does anyone out there want to improve their tool productivity? Well, I'm sure you do. One of the best ways to do this is to embrace digitalization. Performance transparency and better cost understanding are just some of the upsides of enhancing your productivity with digital solutions. So let's welcome the Vice President of Product Line Services in Rock Tools, Dean Cangleas.
Welcome to Rock Tools. My name is Dean Cangleas. Today I'm going to speak about our digital solutions and the analytics that are generated from that, which gives us the visibility to look at our Rock Tools performance and allows us to take data and make very fact-based decisions a lot quicker. It also allows us to move from this reactive problem-solving mindset that we have to a more proactive problem-solving methodology, and using that information that we generate to improve either the cost of your operations or the productivity of your operations. A few years ago, Sandvik Rock Tools took the decision to invest in digitalization with a very specific purpose of either reducing the cost of your rock tools or improving the productivity of your operations. We now had the opportunity to take the lid off our customers' operations and see the Rock Tools performance in close to real time, allowing us to make decisions weeks and potentially even months ahead of previous norms. The problem with these methods or lack of methods is you don't get a perception of how Rock Tools have performed over a time period, and you get a very, very specific set of data for a very specific time, which doesn't quite allow you to understand how your Rock Tools have performed and even understand what the problem is. I think even today in many operations, we see people still using pen and paper. We see them using the dreaded Excel spreadsheets, sometimes just not keeping track of the data at all. What this creates is people can only see a specific point in time. They normally can't see how Rock Tools are performing on drills, potentially different applications, and even in different areas of the operation. They generally don't tell you how your Rock Tools have performed. And generally this comes around from a current problem in your operation or a lack of visibility in how your rock tools are performing. Normally what happens in instances like this is people scramble for data and sit around for hours and days trying to understand what that data means. Generally, that means that the problem remains unresolved. And when that problem is unresolved, it means you continue to experience poor production and a loss of time. One of the digital platforms that we've created in the last few years is an application called Track. Track allows us to collect rock tools drilling data from our customer sites and allow our customers access to this drilling data. With the help of the analytics that we've developed, we're able to allow our customers to understand their drilling data a lot better. The main benefits from Track, first and foremost, is we reduce the risk that operators are exposed to by better managing your rock tools. If we can understand why your rock tools are failing, we can make decisions on how to improve that. By doing that, the rock tools last longer and the operators are exposed to less risk. The other benefits of Track is we can look at ways of improving your productivity, making sure that your rock tools are performing optimally. The analytics generated by Track allow us to observe a few things. The first is why rock tools are failing. Are they failing in a predictive manner or are they failing prematurely? Are drills and the targets that they're aiming for, are they being achieved? The expectations we have on our own rock tools performance, is that being achieved? Are drill operators using the tools correctly? And lastly, the thing that we can see is the combination of rock tools that you have on your site the right combination? Is it time to try something else? This has always been a challenge in understanding rock tools performance. And with the combination of a Sandvik expert and the analytics that we've generated from the data we've collected, we're now able to make those decisions very quickly. And those decisions are aimed at improving what's happening on your operations. Either it is to reduce the cost of your rock tools or it's to improve the productivity of your site. We invest a lot of money in developing these rock tools and improving the carbide grades. And we want our customers to have the best experience and to use those rock tools optimally. An example of how powerful Track can be. We installed Track on a customer operation about 18 months ago. When the analytics started coming in, one of the biggest things that we saw along with our customer was that about 45% of rock tools in a single application was being lost. That equated to $800,000 in a single year. That was an immediate saving for the customer if they could take the correct actions and make sure that they weren't losing those rock tools. This doesn't even take into account all the other productivity measures we've taken with this customer in the same time. But what happens when there's a specific failure? Nobody on site to understand what that failure is. Not everybody's an expert, right? In the past, we would choose to not do anything, or we'd pick up a phone, give somebody at Sandvik a call, and they would send an expert. That person would climb into their car and onto an airplane and arrive on site. They would do the physical examination of the product and in most instances come up with an answer and provide a set of recommendations as how to address that. COVID-19 arrived and put a stop to people just arriving at customer sites. Customers started allowing less people onto their operations in a bid to protect the health and safety of their own employees and look after their assets. But it created another problem. It was, how do we still get that data? How can we still analyze the failure on certain rock tools? This problem hasn't just existed because of COVID-19. In the past, we've had access issues. How do you get to a mine in the north of Canada in the middle of winter? How do we access some of our operations in Central Africa during the rainy seasons? So during the summer, my team came up with a unique solution to address this problem. Taking advantage of what most people have, a phone with a camera. We created an app called Analyze. It allows all our customers, big and small, access to a Sandvik expert at any time and anywhere in the world. Simply put, to understand the problem of a customer and provide recommendations in an application. All these solutions are great and made even better when you can take advantage of those analytics. And those analytics could revolve around operator training, operator performance, how they use the rock tools. Previously, before COVID was here, we would normally travel to a site and we'd have classroom training. That classroom training would essentially look at the basics of drilling and how we look after our rock tools. We would focus on percussion, feed, rotation, and air, and look at ways that benefit the operators, how they would use their rock tools more efficiently. So all that has come to a halt in most countries, and we still see a need where we need to train operators. We cannot do classroom training in a lot of countries, so we needed to find a solution that complements what we have, and we developed the remote training solution. Essentially, we can train up to 6 operators from anywhere in the world at any time, as long as they have access to the internet and a device to train on. In this way, we can still teach people to use their rock tools correctly. By taking advantage of the digital tools and solutions we've created, we can impart knowledge onto the sites through your operators to reduce your total drilling cost. And as we say in Sandvik Rock Tools, you'll never work alone. And I believe this is a true testament to how we have created digital solutions in the last few years. So in summary, you can see that Sandvik Rock Tools is truly on the leading edge, not just in material science and product design, but in the way that we use our digital tools to understand how your rock tools perform and look for new ways to make them perform even better. And on that note, I'd like to invite you to our virtual booth where you can see our rock tools and our digital solutions, but also interact with a panel of our experts to understand how you can use your rock tools and our digital solutions to improve your productivity and reduce your costs. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean, for that insightful presentation. With all the focus on AI and digitalization, we sometimes forget what is at the heart of operational excellence. People! Breakthroughs in technology happen when machines enhance humans, not replace them. You know, Deep Blue may have defeated Kasparov 24 years ago, but we've learned since then that by putting our Deep Blues and our Kasparovs on the same team, it becomes an unbeatable combination. So let's welcome the head of digital business development, crushing and screening, to talk to us about human interactivity when making the digital shift. Petra Sundström, welcome.
Hi, my name is Petra Sundström, Head of Digital Business Development at Sandvik Mining and Rock Technology, Crushing and Screening Division. Today I'll be talking about the role that technology and fleet management plays in our industry and how our needs vary depending on the roles we have in our organizations. Fleet management is top of mind for owners and site managers at the moment, and it has a high-level purpose in the mining and quarry industry. The data from software and sensors is aggregated to give a big picture overview of what's going on. But fleet management software doesn't directly address those with operational roles of the equipment. Operators are the day-to-day users of the crushing and screening equipment. They are in the trenches, both literally and figuratively. And maintenance managers support the operators indirectly by keeping the equipment in running conditions in order to help them deliver the correct amount at the correct time. These are the people that are keeping the crushing and screening plants running. And when we visit these plants, we normally find that cross-team communication is done with what's at hand and what's available. This could be whiteboards, computer screens, post-it notes, Excel files, emails, and even the use of WhatsApp on personal smartphones for quick communication. Operators, like all of us, use the tools that they're most comfortable with. And I can't count the amount of times I've downloaded an app only to delete it again in a matter of minutes because it was hard to use or comprehend, or it didn't add value to my life. As consumers, we've all seen firsthand how technology has made a massive impact on our daily lives. 20 years ago, finding a song, movie, or even some basic information online was like going into the Wild West. You never really knew what you were getting or where it actually was coming from. Now we download countless numbers of apps onto our smartphones and computers that make our lives easier and more enjoyable. Netflix, WhatsApp, Spotify, the list goes on and on. The choices are virtually infinite. And all these apps are user-friendly. For example, they remember where you stopped watching a movie or listening to a song on one device and can automatically pick up from that same spot when you open another device. It's magical when you experience it for the first time. For quarries and mines, apps and software haven't been as user-friendly or user-focused as entertainment and communication apps. They are all about data and little else. We get basic visualizations, fleet management, and lists of information. But there is so much more that could be done to support you and your employees to be even more efficient at work. The tools that we use at work need to be engaging to use, or they're just a waste of company resources as no one uses them. There is a space for smart, mobile, easy-to-use software that is closer to real-time and operations when it matters. Software that's dynamic, engaging, and collaborative, and that adds real value to those in operations roles. What if you could get all your manuals, order replacement parts, check crushing history, inspection logs, check trends, and communicate with colleagues in one place? A truly mobile, transparent, and user-friendly solution in the palm of your hand. If we were to compare our industry's leading software platforms and apps to some of the most popular apps on the smartphones that we all have in our pockets right now, it would be like comparing apples to oranges. But why is there such a big difference? We all view information the same way, so why don't we hold our platforms to the same high standards as the apps that have millions of users? And we should strive to make our software just as fun and engaging to use as theirs. In a word, magical. And one of the key challenges is keeping track of communications and information across all the different tools and channels that we have at our disposal. That's not to say that using an app like WhatsApp in a work context is wrong. But when it's not connected with centralized communication or analytics tools, it is lost data. Missing or lost data makes it harder for us to create a clear picture of what's happening and what's really going on in our crushing plants. In fact, it's actually hindering a transparent, effortless workflow for your operators. Again, why shouldn't software used in the mining and construction business live up to the same high standards as the software we use on our personal devices? Partnership and customer feedback are vital to how Sandvik operates as a company. After numerous meetings with operational personnel, we found that they value features like ease of use, intelligent predictions and analytics, and collaborative communication. In other words, software that is fun and engaging and supports a structured, transparent way of working. If our experts and customers have access to the same tools, they can speak the same language when collaborating. It would provide a better baseline for building knowledge and resolving problems, increasing the lifespan of your equipment. This collaborative approach could potentially reach all the way into our research and development process, creating better, more reliable, and stronger equipment. And we can't talk about the future of technology without talking about artificial intelligence. Tesla, one of the most prominent drivers of AI technology, has stated as of February 2020 their cars have driven over 3 billion miles. That data is then used to make their system even smarter, creating a never-ending positive feedback loop that is beneficial not only for Tesla and their drivers, but for everyone that shares the road with their products. Now, what if we could use AI in mines and quarries to predict your crusher performance or whether there is an opportunity to increase the output? This positive feedback approach could grow exponentially with the input we would receive from Sandvik customers and machines from all around the world. It would start with a secure, controlled pool of data points from the connected equipment, which would allow us to take a positive feedback approach that could potentially improve productivity for your connected crushers and for connected crushers everywhere, just like the Tesla example. These are just a few of the ambitious goals that Sandvik has for the future. And soon, we'll be introducing you to a smarter, more dynamic way of working.
Smarter, more dynamic way of working. And we have the very dynamic Petra Sundström with us. So good to see you again.
The same.
You know, a lot of the stuff that has come in already, questions and comments, remind me at the meta level of the entire problem that you raise in your talk, and it's been in many of the virtual booths, is that we're having a hard time attracting people to mining. we're having a hard time getting people wanting to get into these wonderful machines, and we're going out of our way to make those humanly appealing. You want to go there, you want to spend time in the mine, and there are those. When we saw them at Bulligan, from your country, a young man who just seemed to love just being there and being part of that automated process, and because those tools were intuitive. Now, question to you, how do you make your company, this company, Sandvik, attractive to the right kinds of people that will create that kind of magic in the tools?
No, but it's such a great question, because when we are on site, especially in the mining business, we meet a lot of young operators at work. And for those operators to learn the job and stay many years on that mine site or to work for you as a customer, we need to look at the digital tools they are used to. They play games, they use apps in their spare time. Why are those so engaging? Why are they so easy to use? And sometimes, if we're a bit critical with ourselves, looking at the software we provide, it looks awful.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So we actually...
No offense.
No. But one thing we've found, as I say in my talk, we see that operators use WhatsApp because even writing an email can be complicated sometimes. It's like you need to open your phone, you need to have the email system and so forth. It's easy. You have WhatsApp, your friends are there, and you send something quick. The problem with that is that information goes missing from the mine site. So if you really want to know how your mine site is going, you need to aggregate that knowledge, and you want to see what errors they find, what communication they often have around a certain machine and so forth. You want to find the patterns. So then you need to look at how can my communication tools be as easy as WhatsApp for those operators to keep that communication in the system instead.
But that's fantastic. But to the question of how do you attract the kind of talent that will require to Sandvik?
Yeah.
To create those, because the reason why Tesla is so successful, why Facebook is so successful, is that the best talent in creative technology they're lining up. They're saying, we want to work here. How do you do that for Sandvik?
But one thing is also to talk about what we actually do. You and I went down in the test mine.
That was so cool.
Yeah, we have so many cool tools. We work with AR, VR, and we work with big data, artificial, all the new cool technologies. We need to talk about that way more and beyond perhaps our common audience, because it's not only about you, dear customers, it's also about attracting competent people to Sandvik. So we perhaps need to be in other markets as well. Talk to the gaming industry, talk to designers and such. I
want to gamify that experience. I want to go there with my phone or my device, and I want to see things, in 3D. I felt a little bit lost there, if Annuka wouldn't have been, if Annuka wouldn't have been there, I said, okay, where am I? Please take me home. It felt a little bit scary, but it could be actually more revealing if you had that kind of technology that was human friendly. That experience could have been transformed. It was good. It was fantastic, but it could be so much better. But we really need to make that attractive for people who don't know about us.
So ease of use is one thing. Another one is collaboration, like shift handover, to think about that in your software. How can I sort of hand over to someone for them to quickly grasp what I have done on one shift for them to take over and continue? And the last thing you mentioned is also a little bit of gamification. Not too much, because it is a workplace where we need to care for safety and we need to care for the work we do, but to see which is the better shift. Nothing wrong in that.
Absolutely, I think so, and I think that this last question is sort of demonstrates part of the cultural challenge that we have. This person asks you, would it be interesting to know why are you focusing on the operational part of business when talking about digitalization, within our industry? And there seems to be this dichotomy that operations needs to be gray, serious, and boring, and then digitalization can be a bit more fun and more intuitive. Why do we? why did we have this dichotomy in thinking, do you think?
Yeah, I think, first of all, we at Sandvik, we sell to management who care for the money on the mine sites. And what you ask for at the moment is fleet management, the higher level aggregation of what's going on out there. But what we see is that data actually improves if you engage more people along the way. So if you're a bit more transparent and allow your operators, your maintenance managers, to have some good digital tools, so they not go off to WhatsApp or something else, but stay in the system, they actually improve the data along the way. And the sort of green tick box you get as a manager is even more secure. It's better because data has been secured along the way.
Petra, you know, I can talk to you for hours, but our stage manager is very strict, and we need to actually give people the first 10-minute break.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. So we're going to have about a 10-minute break, and when we come back, we will talk about Catronic, intelligent rock drilling, battery-powered loaders, IoT, and more data. And lots more. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone. And next up, Catronic, tele-remote operation and connected equipment of mechanical cutting machines. If you haven't heard about this outstanding technology yet, it's about time you did. Some of you may have seen this yesterday, and you know it holds many virtues for your mine. Please welcome Stefan Deutsch, Marketing and Communications Manager, Mechanical Cutting. Thomas Vallen, Director of Sales Support. Uwe Ressner, Product Manager, Road Headers and Digitalization. Jürgen Grösing, Director, Commercial Parts and Services. Gentlemen, take it away.
Hello everyone. Welcome to these discussions on the possibilities for digitalization of mechanical cutting equipment. Thomas, would you like to tell the audience something about Catronic, the automated cutting sequence of our mechanical cutting machines?
Absolutely. We've been working on developing this technology for a number of years now. It all started in the underground mines in Germany with road headers. But the first time we've commercially implemented the Catronic solution was with a customer in the United States. At that time it was still called the AutoCut system, and it was used together with a guidance system. However, to give you a little bit better overview of the system, I would like to show you a short portion of a customer testimonial.
The tunnels have to be straight, extremely straight. We're cutting perfectly to design, and that's what it needs to be, is straight. For them to place a conveyor 7,200 feet long, if you're off just a little bit, that conveyor isn't going to fit in that tunnel and come all the way out. So it's allowed very accurate tunneling. The purpose is for Barrick to be able to go deeper, eliminate the high-cost truck haulage out of the existing portals. And the east tunnel here will have a conveyor in it that conveyors their rock out at a much cheaper price per ton, you know. The lead man on this crew, after he first cut with the AutoCut, and Darren's a 30-year mining guy, said, you know, I hate to admit it, but I finally found something electronic that can do a job better than I can. He said, I love the AutoCut, you know, because it just gives you a perfect profile.
So in that application, the system was used to cut a decline where accuracy was obviously very crucial. Have you also used the Catronic system in a production environment yet?
Yes, it's been implemented with other applications too. For example, we've used it in the German underground salt mines with a rotator, where the machine is cutting a full sum cycle fully automatically. But here again, I would like to show you a short version of a customer testimonial.
Also der Vorteil über dieses mannlose Schneiden, wir generieren dadurch mehr Schneidezeit. Wir haben ungefähr circa im letzten Jahr waren das fast 90 Meter, wo die Maschine mannlos lief.
So in addition to the fully automatic cutting cycle, we have also implemented a cutting path planning tool, which helps our customers to individually plan and optimize the way the cross-section is cut. On top of that, we've implemented a fast profiling tool, which helps especially in tunneling applications where accuracy is of utmost importance. Finally, the Cartronic system increases the machine lifetime because it optimizes the way the machines are used always at nominal levels. Let me show you an illustration of another application where the Cartronic system is implemented on an MB770 bolter miner.
Die Maschine, die schneidet ja immer 1 Meter und dann fährt die Maschine immer 1 Meter nach vorne. Wir haben aber 3 Schnitte eingestellt, sodass die Maschine 33 cm pro Schnitt macht. Also so, dass hat man 3 Schnitte, dass man auf 1 Meter kommt. Und nach dem Meter wird die Maschine wieder zusammengepackt, dann fährt man sie wieder 1 Meter nach vorne. Und dann stellt man wieder die Automatik frisch ein und dann fängt es wieder von vorne an.
Uwe, what was the reason for initiating the development of our rotator tele-remote operation? And what's the ultimate ambition for this project?
On one hand, there was a strong demand from our customers and the global market, and on the other hand, it formed part of our strategy of our future digital offering. The plan is to have a phased development with intermediate targets, which can be rolled out to the market as single products at defined dates. Ultimately, the project should bring us to the situation where underground mechanical cutting machines operate autonomously and they are just controlled from surface via tele-remote station. Autonomous mechanical cutting machines will then have on-board artificial intelligence, like the Cartronic system we've already spoken about, and off-board a tele-remote station.
Can you briefly explain the advantages of tele-remote operation for our rotators?
In principle, there are 2 main topics. Number 1, provide safer and more convenient working environment for the machine operators. And number 2, a significant gain in machine utilization because you can keep the machine in operation during shift changes.
What is the current development status of the tele-remote operation project?
Let's walk together through footage we just recently recorded of workshop testing of a brand new MT720. Here you see how a rotator is operated the standard way. On the machine you have a 3-way button which is turned to the tele-remote operation position. Then the operator takes off the key and leaves the cabin. The machine operator takes over control on surface and sets up the machine underground for cutting operation. He trams the machine forward to the tunnel face, puts the rear stabilizers and the loading table down to the tunnel floor, and then he initiates the Cartronic system for automated cutting of 1 full cycle. When the Cartronic is in action, he takes off his hands from the controls and leans back into the comfortable operator seat. Now you see how smart and easy it is to become a rotator operator in the future, when you are going to use the tele-remote operation feature now available for your mechanical cutting machines.
Finally, Jürgen, should we speak now about connected equipment, analytics and process optimization?
Definitely. We have been working on remote monitoring for several months now. The logical steps when it comes to remote monitoring are as follows. Get visibility of your equipment, connect equipment and access data, establish equipment communication either live or at regular intervals. Then you need to put the data into context and gain service intelligence to help protect and enhance the relationship with the customer and ensure customer satisfaction. In my view, data on its own does not add much value. It's important to visualize the data in a meaningful context. For example, as key performance indicators and alerts. Here in mechanical cutting, we strongly believe we need to pull information from different types of systems in order to understand the whole picture when it comes to system health status as well as machine availability and performance.
That's interesting. Can you tell us more about the different systems that are used to get a better understanding of the system's health status?
Yes, of course. We talk about telemetry data, which we can obtain via live connection. Oil analysis is carried out at least once a week, and the laboratory results are transferred automatically into our database. Sandvik service teams, supported by smart gadgets, perform a physical asset inspection at least once a month, and we also use asset management software to properly plan and manage maintenance activities. Using this information and insights, we can support customer in transitioning from high-cost, reactive maintenance methods to a prescriptive and ultimately predictive maintenance approach. Providing customers with insights into the true cost of ownership puts us into a firm position to be our customers' preferred productivity partner.
What kind of platform is used to provide customer-relevant information and insights?
All the information are shared with the customer via the Sandvik MyFleet online portal. That's where a customer can find informative dashboards with the ability to sort and filter aggregated information. Furthermore, there's the option to receive alerts and notifications about abnormalities not in line with KPIs. To sum it up, with this type of new digital service, the customer can take control of their fleet through remote monitoring and Sandvik's service excellence.
Thank you all for your attention.
All four for that. What you are doing is truly and literally cutting edge. Next, we'll be looking at vehicles that are changing the world. Indeed, Sandvik's Artisan business unit are launching the first Sandvik branded battery electric loader. To conduct this historic launch and to tell us how this vehicle will change the mining world, we have the managing director of the Artisan business unit of the Load and Haul division, Mike Casaba from California. Welcome, Mike.
Welcome everyone to Artisan. My name is Mike Casaba and I'm the Managing Director here. We spent 18 years developing battery-powered vehicle solutions. Our systems work in the real world, and when it comes to mining, we have a decade of actual production use underground. That makes us the most experienced BEV team in the mining industry. Combine that with Sandvik's ability to manufacture and support global-ready product, and you can see how the future of underground mining is here today. Thanks for joining us here at Sandvik's Innovation Center. We have some big news to share with you today. But first, I'd like to introduce you to our VP of Technology, Brian Huff. Brian is going to walk you through our philosophy and our approach to developing our cutting-edge machines.
There are 3 different generations of battery vehicle design. The first generation just removes the diesel engine and replaces it with an electric motor and a battery, keeping all of the existing systems, the transmission, the torque converter, and the PTO driving the hydraulic system. A Generation 2 implementation gets rid of the torque converter and replaces the PTO system with a separate electric motor to drive a pump to provide hydraulic power. That's a real improvement in efficiency of the machine, but it still is limited by the mechanical design of the machine itself as well as the limitations of the driveline. A Generation 3 approach starts from scratch, builds the entire machine around the battery and electric drive technology, and enables a totally different driveline topology, allows us to use smaller wheels in the back than we do in the front. It allows us to have a major part of the frame drop off to facilitate battery swapping, and has a real performance increase and allows us to do more in a much smaller package.
Thanks, Brian. And with that, I have the great honor of introducing the newest machine in Sandvik's fleet, the most powerful 18-ton loader ever built, the Sandvik LH518B. I'm now going to turn it over to our VP of Engineering, Kyle Hickey, to tell you more about the features of this amazing new machine.
This new machine is a result of Artisan's innovative approach and battery system experience, matched with Sandvik's decades of engineering expertise. We design our machines based on a first principles foundation. Artisan looks at underground mining from a fresh perspective, and we look for ways to leverage the latest technologies in a way that is best suited to solve the unique challenges of this industry. Our design philosophy is centered around productivity first. This is illustrated in our focus on reliability, system redundancy, and cycle optimization. Some of the main specifications for the LH518B are an 18-ton capacity designed for a 5-meter heading. It has 450 kilonewtons of tractive effort. It can do 12 kilometers per hour fully loaded on a 20% grade. It has a 30 kilometer per hour top speed. The machine has 560 kilowatts of continuous power output, which is 750 horsepower, and a peak power output of 660 kilowatts, or 885 horsepower. This machine also has a state-of-the-art operator cabin. The LH518B utilizes a patented battery swapping system. This system allows the operator to drop off an empty battery and pick up a fully charged battery without getting out of the cabin. This system allows for the fastest machine refueling in the industry. The battery system also incorporates a stability system, allowing the battery to be dropped off in any location without any prepared infrastructure. The high voltage battery connections are automated, allowing for the connections to the battery to be done from inside the cabin, significantly decreasing the battery swapping time. The LH518B uses an optimized single-speed driveline design, providing an industry-leading peak power output of 660 kilowatts, pushing the machine up a 20% grade at over 12 kilometers per hour. Artisan's dual battery platform offers many advantages. The system optimizes efficiency and reliability by offering complete high-voltage system redundancy. In the unlikely event of an issue with one of the high-voltage systems, the machine can operate at 75% of nominal capacity from a single battery. This ensures increased uptime and ensures that the machine never gets stuck in an inconvenient location. Along with our redundant battery architecture, the machine also features redundant primary hydraulic pumps. This allows for increased efficiency and reliability. Because the hydraulic pumps are driven from independent motors, the machine does not lose any tractive power when the hydraulics are engaged at full power. This results in far superior mucking performance and cycle time. The LH518B has been designed with a low overall frame height. This frame height is significantly lower than other machines in this class. This provides for better maneuverability in low back height applications while increasing stability. The use of smaller diameter tires in the rear is an example of how this machine has been optimized for the application. The small rear tires allow for a lower frame height and increased operator visibility.
Thanks, Kyle. The LH518B is the world's most advanced battery electric loader. Gen 3, built from the ground up, packed with power and torque for unmatched efficiency and productivity. It's the only battery loader capable of dropping off and picking up its own battery. And it does that while the operator remains safe in the cabin. It will be a very welcome addition to your existing loader fleet. Next, I'm going to turn it back over to Brian to address some of the common misconceptions about battery electric vehicles.
One common misconception that customers have is that there's a real change to infrastructure needed to implement battery technology. The reality is, it's not as hard as you think it is. With our patented self-swapping system, you don't need a crane, which means you can save a lot on development of that infrastructure. And it also means that a new charging station can be redeployed and moved within the mine as your operation develops. They're small. The charging system consists of 3 small cubes that can be transported quite easily, and they use common power infrastructure that's already in place. The other thing is that the swapping strategy means that there's an extra battery that's always on the charger. And that means that the charge rate can be decreased to match the rate of consumption of the machine. So if you have a 3-hour runtime for your machine, you charge in 3 hours and the battery's ready for the swap. That really minimizes the impact on the electrical architecture and decreases your overall wear and tear on the battery as well. The other conception that people have is that they need to change the way they mine in order to use battery equipment. And the reality is our loaders can do every bit the same operation as an existing diesel machine, and our trucks can operate on the same cycles that the diesel equipment does. We can handle a 13-kilometer ramp, and we can handle all the development cycles that a traditional loader does.
Thanks, Brian. Looks like we have time for just one more topic. Why don't you wrap it up by talking about the cost of adopting our battery electric machines into a customer's existing mine site?
Customers often think that this new technology is going to be more costly. And the reality is, it's not. Batteries are a new cost component to the existing model, and so you have to add that to your line items. But the reality is that offsets the expense of diesel fuel. Further to that, there's no engine, transmission, or torque converter on the machine, which means there's no midlife rebuilds, no transmission rebuilds, a lot less fluid changes. And because of regenerative braking, the brakes last the life of the machine. All of that together means that the total cost of ownership of the machine is actually equivalent to a diesel machine. And that's with existing costs to low volume and new technology. As technology evolves, as volumes go up, those costs are going to reduce, and you'll see even more benefit even on the machine itself. And aside from all of that, there's significant cost benefits in ventilation, cooling, and heating that aren't even included in this cost model.
Thanks everybody for visiting our Innovation Center here in Southern California. If you've got time, stick around for our virtual booth. We've got our experts. You can ask your questions, and we look forward to meeting you in person soon.
Thank you, Mike, and congratulations to all involved. I mean, what a breakthrough. You guys are truly artisans of electrification. That LH518B is a remarkable vehicle. Good luck to all of you in the development and deployment of that wonderful technology. Next, we are breaking through the latest technological developments in rock drilling. We had a fascinating discussion with 2 engineering minds that really rock. We talked about adding value to your operations when rock drilling is enhanced with digital technologies. This is what the product line and the research and technology development managers Jukka Siltanen and Jukka Ahola said about the latest in rock drilling.
We're here with the line manager and the R&D manager of the Rock Drills business unit, Jukka Siltanen and Jukka Ahola. Jukka and Jukka. You're like digital twins.
Indeed, we are.
Welcome, gentlemen. I'd like to ask you, Jukka, first. When you are developing these products, who are you developing these products for?
We are developing them for companies who need to drill in their business.
Wow. Could you please expand on that, Jukka, for me? Please?
Why not?
Yes.
Mining companies, mining contractors, quarry operators, and civil construction companies, for example, tunneling contractors. Our technology helps all of them to increase their drill fleet productivity and utilization. In other words, keep them running.
So when you're planning this product, you need to keep all of these stakeholders and customers in mind at the same time. Is that right?
Exactly. When doing these plans, it's extremely important to understand all the customer needs and circumstances right. Our customer welcome center and training facilities, as well the communication with Sandvik rock drill service centers around the world, helps us tremendously with this.
That sounds like really important work, but is this only in the hands of the digital twins, Jukka and Jukka, or do you have other people working with you here?
Well, it is important and also very interesting work. And no, we are not doing this just together.
I didn't
alone.
think so. I didn't think so.
We have a dedicated cross-functional team for this. There are experts from engineering, from quality, production, and of course product management. It is a teamwork which includes also our customers.
So, you know, there's a group working on the improvement of the rock drills. So could you please expand a bit, you know, on what these improvements may be?
Yeah, the range is wide. It's really wide. It can include development of existing rock drills, implementing totally new models, but also equipment and features which are helping the service and training. Maybe it's best to take a couple of examples. So let's have a peek what we have been recently implementing, but also just to look to the future as well. As a first one, RDX5 rock drill. We took our most popular and very reliable workhorse HLX5 on the table and made it even more reliable. The design is completely new, and that's why we gave a new name for it. It's RDX5. It's fully interchangeable with HLX5. All the changes were targeting to improve the durability, and this shows. For example, the service interval is now 750 hours instead of earlier 500 hours. Also, the drilling efficiency has improved. All this will reduce running costs and increase productivity. As a summary of all the changes, we can say that it's the same good old workhorse, but made even better.
Sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
So Jukka, could you take us through the rock pulse from a digital perspective?
Okay, let's have a look of our rock pulse, which is a tool helping to drill right and get quality holes. This is the first practical solution for real-time tool stress monitoring in top hammer drilling. With this tool, one can avoid cases like underfeeding and overfeeding, which shows as improved tool life and the hole quality. The system consists of Sandvik shank adapter and rugged contactless sensor inside of the rock drill, and it provides the drilling status information for the operator. Here you can see how the stress waves are traveling along the drill string to break rock. The rock pulse can read these stress waves in real time. It can visualize and alert the status of drilling on 3 key indicators: drill bit response, tools load, and feed level. The first one, drill bit response, measures the contact quality between the drill bit and the rock. This indicator shows whether you are actually hitting a rock or how much energy is being used to break a rock. Higher value here typically leads to higher penetration rate. The second one, tools load, describes the amount of harmful tensile energy reflected back to drill string from the rock interface. Low tools load helps the operator to save the tools and reduce the cost. The third one, feed level, indicates the feed pressure level required by current percussion pressure to achieve optimum performance. The optimum feed level gives optimum drilling parameters and helps to get straight holes. All in all, we can say that rock pulse helps you to take your drilling efficiency to another level, maximizing your production while cutting down the costs.
Sounds like a great proposition.
It is.
Thank you, Jukka. And now, Jukka, could you take us into the future, a sneak peek into the future, please?
Why not, actually? And let's take first one, Top Hammer XL. So we will soon introduce a new XL rock drill for large top hammer drilling. This is a rock drill which will expand the hole size. Excellent choice for mining contractors, which will also include a solution for high altitude operations. In this hole size, drilling means excellent efficiency. This means less fuel consumption, reduces cost, and provides penetration rate in large hole drilling. In other words, top performance in productivity and costs.
And Jukka, what about the future for the service part of this?
We have built this field test lab to guarantee and confirm the quality of the rock drill service provided by Sandvik workshops. The lab will provide automated test reports which confirm the rock drill condition before and after the service. It will include the data of general condition and its internal components. This is actually the only one on the market at the moment. The test lab is designed into the purpose-built container. It is movable and it can be placed in or outdoors.
So, gentlemen, what is your main message to customers?
So the main message what we want to bring out is that we are constantly developing our products. And all our activities are targeting to help you, our customers, to improve your drilling operations. For this work, we will need your feedback and input to confirm that we are on the right path. With that said, we'd like to invite you to visit us, see better what we are doing, and talk with us. So you are most welcome to Tampere. Thank you.
Thank you, Jukka and Jukka. And it was indeed a pleasure to come once again to Tampere. I'm gonna miss you guys. All right, but don't miss the Rock Drills Factory virtual tour at the Rock Drills virtual booth. We already had a sneak peek into the factory during Jani Savinainen's presentation yesterday. The dream of any organization is to be able to consolidate data, to have all that you need in one place. The next panel will discuss how this dream can come true through an innovative IoT hub. So, now, let's listen to Mateus Quintela, product manager at Nutrax, Vitor Mendoza, software engineering manager, and Louis-Philippe Campo, team lead data science from the same company, or from the same division, Nutrax. Take it away, guys.
My name is Mateus Quintela. I'm the product manager for the production control at Nutrax. The IoT Hub is the Nutrax platform. It's a software application that aggregates data for our IoT device in the mines, meaning that you have one single repository for all the IoT data that it's being collected in the mine site.
So Mateus, why is data aggregation so important in the context of the digitalization of underground hard rock mines?
It is important, the data aggregation, because of you have several different applications, and when you aggregate all these data in one single repository, you can take actions and you can have real-time decisions. You can make sure that you only log in on one application to see all that data. You can cross information in a better way, not needing to have several different connections to different data repositories. So aggregating the data, it's really important to take better decisions.
Okay, and what applications are you planning to build on this?
So the applications that we'll be building and that we are building right now, it's really based on production control, meaning that for workplace management, equipment management, to track the production, to understand where the equipments are as a positioning system as well. We all know Nutrax is agnostic network, so we have positioning systems that work with BLE, with mine hop technology, Wi-Fi, and all the applications that we are building, it's really to help the control production of the mines, to increase their production, to better assess the data that is being collected underground. So workplace management, truck productivity, LHD productivity, Jumbo's productivity. So there is a lot to talk with these applications, but we are working on the production control environment.
Great. So this next one is a really interesting one on the topic of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So Louis-Pierre, why did Nutrax decide to incorporate AI and ML to the core of the IoT Hub, and what kind of value does it deliver to our potential clients?
Thank you, Cynthia. So, Louis-Pierre Campo, I've been the team lead for data science and AI at Nutrax for a little while now, and the reason why we included AI in the core of the IoT Hub is just that humans and computer have each their own strength. Humans are good at analyzing situation, but then when too much data comes in, just like in the situation of the IoT Hub, it's just too much. Even if you were to hire someone to just look at columns of data growing everywhere, like you couldn't get the sense of it. There's just too much of it coming. So what we do with AI is that we get all this data and use the right way to make it into something understandable for a human, so that this human can take the right decision. Now, from our experience, we've seen, and as you probably know, like in underground mines, even simple things become very quickly complex because there's a lot of unknowns, there's a lot of things that happens. And so we've noticed that simple rules just don't work. There's too many exceptions, too many edge cases. You really need something kind of a level higher than your usual thresholds or equations. And so that's where the power of AI comes in, is that we have such a huge data set and we've seen so much things that we use all of that knowledge and put it into all our algorithms so that our client can really benefit from all this experience and all the knowledge based on this huge data set that we've gathered. So in a nutshell, we're pretty much doing like the boring job, getting like the information the clients want, and then we're giving it to the client so that they can have fun playing with the real data and get the analysis they want.
So where do you see artificial intelligence taking the mining industry in the near future?
Well, right now what we see in the mining industry is a lot of descriptive algorithms, a lot of descriptive application, meaning that we're describing what we see. We're using the data coming in to describe what is happening. Is there a trend? Is there an engine that is not operating in the right space? Is your worker lost? Those kind of things. And what I see is that we're really going to bring the industry to a more predictive and prescriptive kind of area. So predictive in a sense that rather than reacting to an engine that would break, you could predict that the engine is going to break and then take action before it happens. Or even prescriptive in the space of short interval control, where rather than applying a plan that you think is good, you have an algorithm that is actually telling you, well, in this situation, this is the best plan you should do because of all the data that is coming in. So that's where I see the industry going.
Let's switch it up now and talk a little bit more about the technical aspect of this platform. So Vitor, why did you choose to go with Postgres instead of SQL, and what kind of financial benefit did this provide to our clients?
Related to Postgres, one thing that is very important for Postgres is the license. It's an open source code. It's being developed in a collaborative way. So it's a lot of people putting ideas and bring ideas for this software. It's a software that it's very performatic. We have a very good performance in using that. Its reliability, it's high. And all of this, it's gives us more power when we put together the stations. After we see what Mateus and Louis-Pierre said about the aggregation and using all of this data aggregated, it's very important for us to use that in a way that it's very performatic. So we're using time series, time scale DB. It's the station that is very important in Postgres. We can deal with more than 100 billions of data, and in a way that is very, very fast. So this is very important for us because our idea is bring all of this data and put all of the data together.
Okay, great. And so does the Nutrax IoT Hub support cloud and on-premise deployments?
Okay, so yeah, I think that one thing that is important, and it's very connected with what I said about industry standard, is that When we started to develop IoT Hub, we selected all the industry standards and the best practice in the market. We had opportunity that, okay, let's start a new software, and we are starting now in a moment that there is a lot of better solutions. So IoT Hub is architected around microservices, containers, and Kubernetes. So this it's a very powerful combination that allows us to run our system in Azure or in a Google or Alibaba. So there is no limitation for us because of the way that we develop our architecture.
Thank you for that. Okay, so back to Matthias now. Where do you see the IoT Hub taking the industry in the next 5 years?
The IoT Hub, it's a really game changer because we are aggregating all these IoT data into a single platform. So we know that there is a lot of third parties that developing IoT sensors, IoT devices, and they want to see all these data to analyze in a platform. So where I see IoT Hub in the next 5 years is probably for the underground, the hard rock mines. I would see 75% of the mines using our platform because it enables the analysis of all these data, and it enables the real-time decision. You enable production decisions to be made. In 5 years, we're already in 115 mines, and there is 720 underground hard rock mines. So in 5 years, I see that this market will be full with IoT devices, which is the future. Sensors, wireless devices, and all those things that we aggregate all this data. So 75% of the market, I think it will be our target to have IoT Hub. And of course, we're developing all these functionalities on top. I see that increasing production is really what customers want. Increasing safety, because we also have all the safety portfolio for software under IoT Hub. It's good to mention because collision avoidance, we do all the incident management in the platform, in the NewTrax IoT platform. The telemetry data that we're collecting, the positioning, evacuation. So all these is inside the IoT platform for NewTrax. So yes, 75% of the market, I would say that's our future and a goal for the next 5 years.
Well, those NewTrax guys are really, really smart. Thank you for that truly fantastic IoT eye-opener. Hey, we're really spoiled by our program today because there are even more hugely insightful presentations coming up on rotary blast holes, advanced drilling systems, and the latest in how to automate your operations. We're gonna have a good 10-minute break and we'll be right back. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. We start this session with yet another boost to your productivity. We have Craig Hall, the Rotary Drills product manager, to present some of the latest advances in rotary blast hole drill technology. Welcome, Craig.
Rotary blast hole technology continues to evolve, and our I-Series family of rotary rigs continues to grow with the addition of the DR410i. I'm here today with Craig Hall, product manager for Rotary Drills. Thanks for joining the session, Craig.
Thank you, Mary Beth. It's a pleasure to be here.
Post questions in the chat box in our virtual booth, and we'll have an opportunity to answer those at the conclusion of the presentation. So, Craig, what can you tell us about our latest I-Series drill, the DR410i?
Well, it's designed for drilling in both soft and hard rock drilling environments. and it can be fitted with downhole hammer compressor packages as well as straight rotary drilling packages. Its hole diameter range it's from 152 millimeters to 251 millimeters, or that's basically 6 to 9 and 7/8 inches in the old money. And the machine itself comes in two mast configurations. The standard mast, which has a first pass capability of 10 meters of clean hole and a total depth of 46 meters. Or there is the option of what we call the extended mast option, which has the first pass capability of 14 meters or 46 feet and a maximum hole depth of 32.3 meters or 106 feet. And as well, regarding the drill pipe in the DR410i, the machine's actually designed to carry the total depth across the whole range of pipes diameters that we state the machine's capable for.
Now, I understand the DR410i was developed from the ground up with more than 60,000 engineering hours going into the project. Why is its release such a milestone for Sandvik?
The DR410i is the third of our current I-Series rotary drilling rigs. We feel we've really managed to leverage the Sandvik Seeker control system, which is the overarching control technology used on the I-Series products. And that same architecture is used across all Sandvik I-Series products in boom drills and underground equipment, etc. It's a common platform across all Sandvik equipment. The Seeker control system flexibility really has allowed, in this case, our engineers to increase the operational efficiency of how the drill operates and helping to reduce our end customers' costs.
How did you identify a market need for a mid-sized rotary drill?
Well, first of all, Sandvik's always been very active in this mid-sized market with our existing products. But what we have noticed over the years is a market trend to increase in bigger drills to do the same job, basically over-capitalising for the application requirements. We saw there was an opportunity to deliver a powerful, flexible, mid-sized drill to the market and reduce the need to go up in class and operational costs.
What role did customer feedback play in the development of this new rig?
Globally, there was quite a number of customer forums prior to the development of the DR410i. And that was through across a range of commodity groups, and from coal to metalliferous and gold and copper, etc. And also from mining companies as well as mining contractors, establish exactly what they require and what were the key drivers for their businesses and also for their local legislative requirements.
What were some of the key design criteria for this project?
The project charter was to drill safe, quality holes as efficiently as possible to reduce our customers' total costs. A large portion of this market for this class of drill is drilling 10 to 12 metre benches. So our extended mast option of drilling a 14 metre clean hole in one pass can offer significant operational benefits in the field. On the efficiency side, we've been a lot of work's been done in increasing the hydraulic and pneumatic system efficiencies, reducing the actual horsepower requirements. On the operator environment front, we've developed a completely new I-Series ergonomic cab, which has in-seat controls and increased visibility for the operator of all the functions of the drill. Recently, I was on a drill and operating in our test drill in a mine in Nevada, and I can honestly say the cab is the quietest drill cab I've ever been in.
Our I-Series drills are designed with 4 pillars in mind, and each of these pillars contribute to the overall TCO the drill can deliver. Can you walk us through the pillars?
Yeah, certainly, Mary Beth. I mean, the foundation of the design of this drill was technology, productivity, maintainability, and sustainability. On the technology front, we are focused on a technical solution that can add value to the complete excavation process, not just the drilling, from onboard operator assist functions that increase quality and repeatability of the operational cycle, to offboard remote systems and data delivery that can be used to help enhance the downstream process of blasting, loading and hauling, etc. The productivity focus was on functionalities that actually increase the machine productivity, from leveraging the technology that we built into the machine to increasing the single pass capability to a 14 metre clean hole as described before. All of these functions significantly assist in increasing the mine's productivity. Maintainability is a real focus, and there's a lot of effort in looking at how we design the machine that we can actually increase the uptime, reducing the downtime and increasing the uptime, and also from a safety perspective, reducing the amount of man and machine interface time. As part of the Seeker control system, we get intelligent diagnostics which are actually on board the machine. You don't require additional equipment to view them, and it really allows the mine technicians and the maintenance people to quickly identify any faults or settings that might need to be adjusted. From the sustainability perspective, with intelligent pump and power pack controls, the DR410i manages the entire system load to reduce the total energy consumption and the overall carbon footprint of the machine through reduced fuel burn.
And how does our latest I-Series rig help protect mine personnel?
On the DR410i, we actually have a dedicated mast access ladder that provides easy access to mast components for inspection and maintenance. There's also certified tie-off points to address working at heights concerns. Other functionality has been included as well as we've gone to a non-rust FRP product, fiberglass reinforced grating, which is used throughout the machine to improve the footing and rust resistance of all the work areas. There's also a patented deck wrench which allows bit change in conjunction with an optional remote control crane system. This eliminates manual bit handling and reduces the risk of potential injury for operators or maintenance personnel.
How does the DR410i help customers improve productivity?
Well, from onboard automation features like auto drill and auto cycle, all help improve consistency and quality from hole to hole. The addition of the 14 metre mast concept means a lot of the mines actually won't be changing pipes to complete their drilling cycle. So that will also help increase the productivity of the operation.
How does the DR410i help customers reduce their cost?
The DR410i has been designed to drill faster with less energy consumption, which in turn extends component lives on the major components of the machine, which also helps reduce the customer's costs.
Tell us, how does the DR410i help customers improve sustainability?
It has lower emissions and is incredibly fuel efficient compared to other rotary blast hole drill rigs. It's available with the latest generation Tier 4 engines, as well as it has our advanced compressor control system as standard, which can reduce the fuel consumption by up to as much as 30%.
Now, the prototype exceeded all expectations drilling at a gold mine in Nevada. What sort of feedback did you receive from the mine, and what did the operators and management like?
We were very fortunate to have an excellent testing partner in Nevada, and it afforded us the luxury of actually having a long-term testing environment to work in. In fact, I think we drilled over 300,000 feet in the testing, and the machine has performed really well. The client feedback on the rig has been really positive, and their inputs into the DR410i have really assisted us in developing this product. I was actually with a driller when I was last time on the site, and he actually described the drill as an engineering marvel compared to the equipment that he's currently using.
The Sandvik DR410i is automation ready, but it is also a scalable solution. Can you tell us a little bit about this scalable solution?
It's a scalable solution ranging from onboard automation that increases drilling efficiencies to fully autonomous operation that gives our customers the ultimate flexibility. It's really designed to meet the customer needs today, but also to help meet their future needs as they arrive tomorrow. The scalability is one of the biggest differences between our legacy blast hole drills and our new DR400i series equipment. You can use as much of the technology as you need now, knowing that there is more available when and if you need it.
And how do you envision rotary blast hole drilling evolving in the years ahead?
Look, the technologies we're working with now are really driving mining towards a complete full autonomous cycles. This is coupled with a massive appetite for data to interconnect throughout the complete mining process. The future is really an exciting time in the world of drilling. Sandvik will continue to be at the forefront of not only the smart equipment and smart tooling systems that goes with that equipment, but importantly, the data management and the willingness to integrate with third-party systems in the whole mine ecosystem.
Thank you for joining us, Craig. And thank you for joining us. Make sure to stop by our virtual booth and learn about the latest in the I-Series family, the DR410i, as well as the entire I-Series family of rotary blast hole drill rigs. Our staff is ready to answer any questions you may have, and enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you, Craig. And now we go to surface drilling with the Leopard, the DI650i, down the hole drill rig. It's the latest addition to the Sandvik's DTH offering for demanding high-capacity production drilling in surface mining and large-scale quarry. A couple of weeks back, Sandvik representatives had a chance to talk to an Australian mining contractor who wants to share his experience with the Leopard DI650i with us. So we will also get a short sneak peek at a new top hammer XL system that will revolutionize the whole of the drilling industry upon its launch next year. So please welcome Shane van de Velde, National Maintenance Manager at SRG Global.
SRG Global is a drill and blast company operating all over Australia. We chose the DI650i Leopard due to its capability, operator friendly, maintenance friendly, and also, it's a cost-effective machine to run. Very versatile. We can run the machine from a 115 up to a 203mm size bit. We can actually bring the emissions down, and we offer good savings with the machine also, with obviously fuel savings and obviously being able to reduce some of the labour costs on site. So what we actually like about the Leopard is the versatility of the machine. It's very capable, and it also brings us as a company into a very good technology space because it's so versatile. We can actually change and adapt with one-hole technology, navigational options, and we can also operate the machine remotely as well. At SRG Global, we're currently using the Sandvik TIM 3D hole navigation system. Look, this helps improve the mine planning and obviously gives us a better end result with our blasting and pattern design also. So it puts us in the right area where the client wants us for quality assurance also. In terms of technology, the DI650i has a very similar platform between the DPI 1500 and the 412. They all use Sika control platform. So obviously it's very easy for the operators to be able to pick up one machine to another machine, and also from a parts costing side of things, a lot of the parts are compatible and obviously interchangeable as well. A big selling point for the Leopard from a maintenance perspective is the accessibility to the engine, and actually on the other side of the machine also you can actually get to a lot of the components we need to access from a maintenance, weekly, monthly planning process, and it obviously reduces the risk for injury for the fitters because everything's more accessible. From an operator's perspective, they actually like the new style iCab. it's got great ergonomics, and it's also from a training perspective. Also, you've got the ability to be able to put a trainer in the back and actually, step by step train the operators. And also with these particular machines, the controls are very similar between the DPI range and this range also. So from a operator's point of view, they can transfer between multiple machines with ease. These are sustainable machines to have within your fleet. We've actually noticed a reduction in our fuel burn, which obviously is a good cost saving to the client also. And obviously at the same time, you're not with the fuel saving side of things, you can actually reduce the load on the components on the machine. Obviously, and you've got the compressor flow control circuit on there, which obviously takes a lot of load off the machines at the same time. So, there's multiple ways. And obviously with the smarts with the machine also, it actually helps the driller take a lot of the load off the machine when it's not needed, and it lets you know you're doing actually the wrong things. So yeah, they are sustainable to have for sure. At SRG Global, we currently have 15 plus Sandvik machines within our fleet. Look, we're looking forward to building the future with Sandvik. Look, they offer us a good solution for where we want to be within the mining business, and they're prepared to build a future with us as well.
Wouldn't it be great if you could broaden your outcome and reduce the cost of drilling by 25%? We are breaking new ground in the industry by radically reducing CO2 emissions while increasing your productivity. It's time for a new perspective. Because a marginal difference can open up a world of possibilities.
Thank you, Shane, for sharing that experience with the Leopard. Wow, what a machine. Well, we now tune into an interview conducted by Sandvik's communication specialist, Anne Björk, with some of the company's brightest minds on intelligent training and tele-remote underground drilling operations. Shweta Iyer, Pasi Salonen, and Jukka Naapuri.
Learning anywhere at any time with Sandvik's digital driller. Sandvik Mining and Rock Technologies recently introduced an operator training digital driller to provide a compact and flexible solution to safely train operators or maintenance teams. The drill rig delivers real-life training in a simulated work environment, with drill rig operators and maintenance teams learning about the drill rig capabilities before moving on to the actual equipment. The simulator acts like a real rig and operates with authentic controls combined with the same control system software as the ones installed on the drills themselves. It comes with a purpose-developed software that includes a range of specific operator exercises for recording and measuring operator behavior. This means that the trainer is able to initiate machine faults, incidents, or hazards in order to train and assess operators, thereby ensuring that they're able to respond correctly to any scenarios for maximum efficiency. Up and running fast for optimized operational performance. Ensuring that operators can use the drill rig to its full potential as safely and productively as possible and as quickly as possible is what the digital driller is all about. With the training digital drill performing all boom and field movements as well as the entire drilling cycle. Thanks to the training course management tool, the trainer can customize training and multiple pre-planned training scenarios to build tailor-made learning sessions. This ensures that 100% peace of mind is delivered, enabling the undertaking training routines and exercises that can be repeated until the appropriate level of knowledge is reached. Pasi, I'm interested to know, what have you been focusing on today?
We have been training to operate our DL432i production drill on basic movements, navigation, and much how to adjust the drilling pressures. Having a DL432i digital driller simulator available at this early stage of training allows us to monitor trainee progress. Here we can quickly discover what areas of drill operation need most attention to perform the task smoothly without damaging the rig or rock tools. So it's very easy to repeat the most difficult tasks and measure the progress over and over again.
How quickly would you say that it takes a less experienced driller? I mean, how quickly can they pick up the basic skills needed actually?
Yeah, our experience shows that the people with good spatial abilities and maybe with some gaming skills can pick up the basic movement skills faster. But often that alone is not all enough with beginners. We must bring up much information from entire drilling cycle. Different rock conditions, quality of rock tools, drill plans, blasting, explosives, and even loading. So not just understanding a concept of a good hole is enough when we are training beginners or even upskilling more experienced drillers. So required training time really varies, but I think to reach good beginner level we should be talking about days more than hours.
Okay, so more about days than hours. I have a question regarding, on-the-job training, so to speak. This is very digital. Would you say that the simulator-assisted operator training, the digital driller, does it remove the need of the on-job training?
No, not at all. On the rig, training is definitely mandatory, but practicing with simulator speeds up the learning a lot without damaging the real unit and making additional repair costs. Actually, we should keep training on simulator as long as the trainee has successfully passed all pre-planned exercises and then take next steps to the real unit.
So, I mean, the learning results can be measured, but I guess every mind is different. Would you say that there's possibilities to create, your own exercises beyond the pre-planned exercises?
Yeah, absolutely. This is something local training teams and organizations must think and create locally for their needs and mining methods.
So a good way to adapt it, that's great. But is there a good way to actually follow the learning progress, would you say?
Yes, this learning environment is made for that. We can set our own targets from lower to higher level and measure from results how trainee is improving and moving forward on learning process.
When would you actually let the trainee operate the drill itself?
We normally set certain criteria in our pre-planned exercises and number of training hours to be made. Of course, trainees' background can influence, but in general, we feel much more secure that even experienced operators should run same training modules and hours and pass the same test than everybody else. Often they need to be trained away from old practices. I would say that few days is minimum for everyone.
Okay. So you've been working with this tool for quite a while now. What's your experience? Can it be used in very remote places, for example?
That's a good question. We have very good experience running simulator-assisted operator trainings over a very long distance, also for other drilling applications.
Congratulations, Sveta, for passing all the tests. How comfortable do you feel now moving on to the real thing, the DL432i?
Thank you, Anne. I feel fairly secure, and after getting familiar with all the controls, the user interface, the safe operating principles and the movements, but I'm sure I'm not a professional yet. What I like is that I can always come back to the simulator and practice more, especially with all the advanced and the rarely used functions. And I like the certificate Pasi gave me.
Sveta, if you feel comfortable, shall we move on to our teleremote station to see what you have learned?
Yeah, why not? Let's go. I'm getting excited, Pasi.
No matter how effective the simulator is, there comes a time when the drill rig operator must move to the real thing. Sweta is now moving to the teleremote station to take control of a DL432I long-hole drill. We're now leaving Sweta to operate the drill, letting her focus on the underground operations. So I will now ask my questions to Jukka Napuri, who is the product manager at Sandvik. So tell me, what is Sweta doing actually before she starts the drilling operation?
She selects the correct drill plan in the database and uploads it on the drill. The plan is checked and can be modified in the user interface. Once it's ready, the drill can be set up for drilling. Drill plans are often prepared in mine offices and then transferred to the drill utilizing wireless connection or via USB stick.
If we talk a bit about interfaces here, is the teleremote operation and the digital driller interfaces similar, would you say?
Yes, the interfaces are identical and the digital driller as a tool is highly recommended in operator training.
So from your experience, what is actually the maximum distance between the drill and the teleremote station?
Success in teleremote operation depends on how the different stopes in the mine are covered with wireless network, the available network bandwidth and latency. A mining company in Canada is operating remotely their DL432I in a mine 150 kilometers from their head office.
So Jukka, would you say that drilling automation is often used together with the teleremote operation?
The drill can be operated in automated and unmanned mode during work shifts, breaks and shift changes. One-hole and fan automation are often utilized. Product safety is improved as operator presence on the unit is required only for a short period of time.
So what happens now when the fan is actually completed?
Once the drilling is completed, the control system creates a data file which can be viewed by the operator before it's downloaded on USB stick or wirelessly.
Sweta, what are your feelings now after this journey you've made from digital training to teleremote operations?
It would have been nice to drill a couple of fans from the cabin also before coming to the teleremote bench. I say so because the camera views are different to real. Overall, this was a great and exciting experience.
Many mining companies and contractors are constantly looking for possibilities to utilize new technologies in their operations in order to better utilize the investments in terms of equipment and human resources for boosting the overall operational productivity. In order to get the most out of your fleet, the new highly effective drilling solutions, Sandvik has developed a training solution combining efficiency and flexibility. As we have seen, the digital driller provides a highly flexible solution for safely trained drill operators. It provides comprehensive operators training of the drill control system, conducted in an environment identical to the real equipment, supporting drill experiences in varying and difficult rock conditions. In addition, and in terms of health and safety, the risk in an underground mining operation is often increased due to geotechnical and other challenges. Therefore, mines, contractors, and OEMs are all keen to reduce operator exposures to these conditions. As we've seen today, a key part of the offering development is teleremote drilling control. This includes a drilling control panel enabling the drill to be operated remotely, for example, from the surface of the mine. Through the use of Sandvik's latest automation packages, more holes can be drilled during the work shifts, thereby improving the overall productivity of underground mine development. This allows continuous 24/7 production in advanced underground operations. If you would like to know more, please don't hesitate to contact us at Sandvik.
Thank you, Anne, Sweta, Pasi, and Jukka for that fascinating discussion. Next, we take a quantum leap in digitalization with Hindustan Zinc. We spoke earlier with Sunil Dugal, the CEO of Vedanta, about the journey in making their SKUG mine the world's largest fully connected mine. Sunil, off to you.
Hindustan Zinc Limited, the world's second largest producer of zinc and a part of the Vedanta Group, is transforming its SK mine into India's first digital mine. With more than 16 kilometers of network infrastructure already being built, this digitalization project is proving to be a huge success. Mr. Sunil Dugal, CEO of Vedanta Group, shares his thoughts, experiences, and journey behind shifting from open pit to a completely underground mine operation. Mr. Dugal also highlights how Sandvik proved to be an outstanding partner and supported Hindustan Zinc in this journey of excellence.
Mr. Dugal, Hindustan Zinc has been a pioneer in adopting the latest technologies, and we know that under your leadership over the last decade, the organization has been growing by leaps and bounds. Today, Hindustan Zinc's SK mine is globally one of the largest digital mines in the making. So, how do you think digitalization and automation will help in improving the asset optimization, safety, and productivity of the Vedanta Group?
In Hindustan Zinc, last 10 years, as you rightly said, that we have tried to transform the organization from where we were and what we are today. This was a predominantly open pit production organization where the 90% of the metal used to come from open pit. And when the open pit was going deep, we had no option but to transition to underground, and by way of transitioning to underground at one of our mine, we had the opportunity of going underground in all our other mines and ramping up the production so that we can sustain our production of 1 million ton and grow to 1.2 million ton. So we were a novice organization, and we had no knowledge how to ramp up the underground operation. So what we did, we partnered with the organization like Sandvik, and we entered into some strategic kind of partnership. And we were learning. We set up the simulators and training academies, and Sandvik truly helped us to set up this organization, and we developed the skill of the people. But still, and there were events happening in the underground, and this was not helping us to ramp up our production. So we had no option but to think of digitization and technology, and we started introducing new generation machines. And by this way, we gained by way of the removing the hazards. We also benefited by reducing the number of incidents which happened underground. It improved the confidence of the people who were working underground. This all resulted in reducing the cycle time. It also helped us to improve the quality of work, by way of which the safety of the people improved. And by this way, we could ramp up, and where we are today because of the initiative taken like digitization and technology. Thank you.
And how do you think Sandvik has supported you in this journey towards excellence?
As I said, we started partnering with some of the global partners like Sandvik, and we tried bringing new technology machines, set up the digital network underground. This was very, very important from the point of view that how the autonomous operation can be set up underground, where rock monitoring, the auto operation, remote operation could be done. It also improved the quality of work. And by setting up the digital network underground and introducing technology machines, the auto operation could be done, remote operation could be done, even the machines could be operated from the surfaces. And overall, the smoke hours we could use, the shift hours utilization became better, and overall the advantage was that the OE improved, asset care became better, the predictive maintenance or the predictive health of the machines could be monitored, because when we introduced the digitized technological machines, this could be monitored through the network, and the health of the machine could be monitored, by way of which the availability of the machines went up, cycle time reduced, and overall OE improved, and because of which the productivity went up and the cost came down. Still, we are trying to replicate the similar model in all our mines, by way of which we'll be able to cut our cost to the extent of 20 to 30%, improve our OE by around 10 to 15%, improve our productivity to the extent of 30 to 40%. It will help us to further grow and improve our operations and ramp up our production from current 1.2 million ton to 1.5 million ton. As the new machines are being introduced by Sandvik, we are partnering with them to introduce even the higher technological machines so that the further improvement in productivity, OE, takes place, and it helps us to grow, and we can partner together, we can grow together, and this is how we are progressing at Hindustan Zinc.
And finally, how do you think OEMs like Sandvik can help big organizations like Vedanta?
Thank you, Andre. This is a good question. You see, you already know that because of the strategic partnership we had with Sandvik over the last decade, and it has helped us to grow and to raise our production, improve our top line and bottom line. This has also helped us because Sandvik R&D has worked very closely with Hindustan Zinc to find out the need, that what kind of machine could be developed, what are the operational hazards, what are the operational requirements, what is the skill level of the people, and they fine tune and make the machines as per the requirement of our organization. And this has definitely helped us to grow. I wish that this partnership could go on for some more decades and our coexistence remains and we grow together. Thanks for all that Sandvik has done for us. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Dugal. That Vedanta Group, what a phenomenal organization. And finally, we end our session today here on the main stage with the hottest topic in mining, data. Not data mining per se, but rather data in mining. There are both risks and opportunities to the use of data in every industry. Here, to take us on a tour of the data risks and rewards is the General Counsel at Sandvik, Manny Maloney. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. So, businesses are increasingly realizing the value of data for both optimization and prediction. So as our economy transitions from industrial to digital, data is fast becoming the world's most valuable commodity. That's led to interesting headlines such as data is the new oil. And the most tangible example of this can be seen in company valuations. So these are companies that commercialize personal data as a core part of their business model. Their market capitalizations put them in the top 10 most valuable companies in the world. Based on this business model, these companies are continually seeking new sources of data. That's led to some interesting developments, including the rise of the so-called super app. So a super app is an ecosystem of apps within one app, which allow the user to carry out a range of their daily activities within the one system. This also gives the owner, obviously, additional data points on those users. So probably the best example is Tencent's WeChat. So WeChat is an integrated platform with over 1 billion active users. Within the one app, a user can message friends, hail a ride, buy groceries, book a doctor's appointment, and most importantly, make all manner of payments. So you could think of it as a combination of WhatsApp, Uber, Venmo, PayPal, and parts of Amazon. So very convenient for the user, but also gives Tencent, the owner, tremendous insight into the daily activities and habits of those users. Tencent are very transparent about their ambition, and that's to embed themselves in every moment of a user's daily life. And what's become quite apparent is that other big tech companies are trying to replicate this model. The best insight to this can come from their acquisition strategies, with the best example being a chain of activities that Facebook have recently taken. So you can see here that Facebook acquired WhatsApp for $19 billion, making it its biggest ever acquisition in Facebook's history. It was seen as a really astonishing premium at the time because WhatsApp didn't have any revenue, but what they bought was the fastest growing app in history. Facebook then very cleverly allowed WhatsApp to develop independently without integrating it to where it is today with over 2 billion users. So it was only when WhatsApp achieved that scale that Facebook started signaling that they wanted to start monetizing this user base. And like clockwork, earlier this year, Facebook announced the second biggest acquisition in its history, buying 10% of Jio. So Jio is India's largest mobile and digital services supplier, with over 388 million users. Within a week of this acquisition, JioMart, which is Jio's grocery arm, had gone live on WhatsApp, linking the 400 million WhatsApp users in India to 30 million local grocery stores. So very smart acquisition. So achieved the dual objective for Facebook of gaining them access to a very valuable data set, but also achieving this objective of allowing WhatsApp users to carry out more of their everyday activities within the Facebook ecosystem, creating obviously more data points that they can suck up into their algorithms. The final point, and I think just to give you an example, I guess, of the scale of Facebook's ambitions, a lot of you would have seen last year that Facebook announced the setup of its global currency, Libra. Hasn't been so successful, largely due to Facebook's quite poor reputation at the moment after the Cambridge Analytica case. But I think it gives you some insight into, as I said, the scale of Facebook's ambitions, in that they want insight into each and every transaction that you do, which would obviously give them, as we discussed, a remarkable insight into your daily habits and activities. So, obviously there's been very big opportunities that big tech have been able to exploit in this space. But with such opportunities also come risks. And without doubt, the biggest risk is increasing government regulation. So as the world has digitalised, we've seen the emergence of 3 distinct data economies. Number one, you see the China type model, where the government tries to keep important data within the borders. Number two, the US type model, where whoever extracts the data owns it, very similar to the principle that the US adopt for oil. And number three, the EU type model, which enshrines the right of an individual to privacy in the law. So I think the general takeaway for everyone here today is that companies need to be able to map and control their data flows in exactly the same way as you control your physical supply chains. But to take a step back and look at this map, I did want to highlight 2 specific risks. Firstly is the increasing political risk, with the best example being the recent TikTok case. So for those of you who've been following the case, you would have seen that the US government has ordered the Chinese owner of TikTok to divest its interest on the basis that their access to the US personal data constitutes a threat to national security. This led to the Chinese government retaliating by putting an export control on the AI technology that TikTok owns. And it's just part of this so-called decoupling of the Chinese and US technology ecosystems, which is a trend that we expect to keep going in the future. You also saw it with the exclusion of Huawei from the rollout of the 5G network globally. But the second risk, and I think the most relevant for us today, is the proliferation of the EU-type system. With the best example being the GDPR in the EU, but also with similar systems being rolled out in key jurisdictions like Australia and Mexico. The reason that this is such a big risk, particularly for big tech, is that the GDPR directly cuts across the business model of big tech. So traditionally, when you've been using a free service such as Facebook, you've implicitly been giving your consent to them to commercialise your personal data. What the GDPR now says is that consent must be informed, i.e. Facebook is supposed to inform you of each and every intended use of your personal information. And that's obviously impossible for a company like Facebook because they themselves don't know. So, of course, a law is only as effective as its enforcement. And what's also become apparent is that the GDPR regulators are very well funded and they're very aggressively enforcing this law. So this is the total sum of fines and total number of fines since GDPR implementation. I just wanted to highlight the top line there where you can see 335 million euro of fines for failure to implement adequate technical and organisational measures. What that means is that you don't have to do anything willfully wrong to be in breach. It's enough that you are hacked. And essentially that's what happened to British Airways. So 210 million euro of that amount is a fine of British Airways, who essentially were deemed not to have implemented sufficient security measures to protect their personal information. This was a real watershed moment in Europe for European companies because it showed the intent and seriousness of GDPR regulators in this space. So what does that mean for us here today? So these are the three pillars of the Sandvik digital offering. In each of these pillars, personal information is collected and processed, triggering the GDPR. We also know that our customers, as they digitalise, see leakage of data as their number one concern, taking over from the more traditional concern of unplanned movements. So what does that mean that Sandvik is doing to address these risks? What we very quickly wanted to address today was that Sandvik is cognizant that these are the things that our customers are concerned with. So we've developed a very detailed cybersecurity strategy, which has been deployed and implemented in both our new product development and our existing offering. So by way of example, this is the architecture for our Optimine Analytics platform, the predictive analytics platform developed in coordination with our partner, IBM. And as you can see, data security is embedded, and I can assure you that in the development of this system, data security was seen as just as an important criteria as functionality and performance. So, to sum up, hopefully we've been able to show you the tremendous opportunities which we believe our customers can leverage from data, but also that there are associated risks which need to be controlled and managed. And we at Sandvik are very excited to be supporting our customers as they transition from the mechanical age to the digitalisation age. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of a fantastic 2 days, a festival of innovation in mining. And it seems that at the end of these 2 wonderful days, this industry has gotten under my skin and also a little bit over my skin. Ladies and gentlemen, it is so wonderful to have been part of this journey with you. I feel that I am also part of this global movement to digitalize and modernize the global mining industry. I would like to thank all of you, all of our speakers, our thinkers, our leaders that have contributed so much to the innovative thinking around this event. I'd like to thank our wonderful team from Sandvik, Tina, Jasmina, and Anuka, who are still with us here tonight, for their amazing contribution and hard work. Our production team here that have been so wonderful, Ope here for the past 2 days, and also Soile back there, and Pia and the others. Just an amazing production team behind us. But especially I want to thank all of you, all the thousands of people that have participated in all of our sessions, all 6 of them over the past 2 days, and all of you have participated so actively in our panel discussions, the virtual booths, and the expo areas. I hope you got a lot out of it. We certainly have. Ladies and gentlemen, I only have one request for you. You now have been sent a message with a link to all the materials, but also a link to an evaluation form, a feedback form of sorts, to let us know what you thought about this event so that we can make future events even better. And ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I'd like to say that in these challenging times, we should do 2 things, stay safe and also keep our sense of humor. Be well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.